he's not as efficient, and he's going to get tired easier.
Pac-Man comeback? What's going on? Manny Pacquiao is coming back for another fight against Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight championship, I believe. Is that something, or is it just?
I don't know.
Tabloids?
I don't know. I keep laughing about that fight.
Just taking into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, a fighter.
Joe Rogan didn't hold back when he talked about the surprising news that boxing legend Manny Pacquiao is coming back to fight at 46 years old against Mario Barrios. On a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, the UFC commentator and podcast host shared his serious concerns about Pacquiao's return. He called it a risky decision that could end badly. Rogan said that while Pacquiao is a legend, he's not sure if someone at his age can still fight at a top level without putting their health in danger.
Want to see Boots versus Barrios? Of course. I like to see Boots just in there, period. But that lets you know how much you need people like Barrios. Because people who got something to lose, or not even something to lose, people who are superstars in their head, don't fight everybody. That's why I say Sean Porter kept the welterweight division alive. He fought them all. Barrios is doing the same thing. You need Barrios. You need people like Barrios. Because Barrios will take the fight with Boots.
The upcoming fight between Pacquiao and Barrios is a classic battle of experience versus youth. Pacquiao's many years of experience and smart fighting style will be tested against Barrios' younger age, energy, and physical advantages. Barrios is taller and has a longer reach, which could be tough for Pacquiao, especially now, later in his career. While Pacquiao has fought taller opponents before, it may be harder for him this time. Pacquiao's return to the boxing ring hasn't been a typical one. After retiring to focus on his political career in the Philippines, he briefly came back for an exhibition fight in 2024 against Japanese kickboxer Rukia Ao. Even though that performance wasn't very impressive, Pacquiao is still confident. He points to his 2019 win over Keith Thurman and the fact that he hasn't taken much damage in recent years as proof that he's ready. He said, "I made history at 40 beating Keith Thurman, and I feel at 45 I still have a lot to give. I haven't taken much punishment in the last few years."
Pacquiao could possibly face Mario Barrios.
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao's 45 years old. What you think of that fight?
Sound like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick. You know what I mean? But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might try to beat Pacquiao. I mean, not knock him out, but beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like that. It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so I mean, why not? If he can make it happen, make it happen.
Joe Rogan has often praised Manny Pacquiao on his podcast, calling him one of the greatest boxers in history. Rogan respects Pacquiao's incredible speed, strong work ethic, and humble nature, even with all his fame and success. He often talks about how Pacquiao came from deep poverty in the Philippines and became an 8-division world champion, something no one else has ever done. Rogan also highlights how Pacquiao stayed competitive even against younger fighters later in his career, saying it shows his discipline and fighting spirit. George Kambosos Jr., a proud Greek-Australian and fellow fighter in the lightweight division, also looks up to Pacquiao. He trained with him during training camps and says Pacquiao helped shape his mindset and dedication. Kambosos has called him a living legend and the ultimate warrior, often praising Pacquiao's relentless style and unmatched heart in the ring. Rogan has also shared his views on the famous fight between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. He was disappointed with how the fight turned out, saying it didn't live up to the hype that built up over the years. Like many fans, Rogan felt the fight happened too late, with both fighters past their peak, especially Pacquiao, who later revealed he had a shoulder injury during the match. Rogan praised Mayweather's smart defense, saying his ability to stop Pacquiao's attacks and control the fight was impressive, even though it made the match less exciting. He also understood why fans felt let down, expecting a war but getting more of a slow, tactical fight. In the end, Rogan said the fight was a historic moment, but one that felt more like a business deal than a real boxing showdown. He believed that if they had fought earlier, when both were in their prime, the fight could have been much more exciting and possibly had a different result.
And so who are they talking about Pacquiao matching up with next?
He chasing the Mayweather.
Of course.
So
why not?
Right.
Floyd, come on. I know you love money. He was saying that he thinks Floyd's out of money already because he says Floyd spends so much money, he's probably already out of it.
well, he spend money too. I think
Sure.
Pacquiao spend more money than Floyd on
Really?
everybody else.
Oh, that's right, because he's got like 50 people that he just like has supported. Yeah, I mean he's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
You know, like Pat. Even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring.
Kick your later.
Different dude.
Right.
Once he steps through that roast, like this is a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
Like
Yeah.
Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and he just
Ooh,
like,
don't say that. Yeah.
And got crucified.
Yeah, but he's super
I wish you the
religious
best.
too.
Good luck in the fight.
Good luck in the fight. He's a killer pool player. Did you know that about Pacquiao?
No, I didn't.
Like world class. Like he could play pool professional.
On the Joe Rogan Experience, boxer Terence Crawford opened up about his respect for Manny Pacquiao and his disappointment over a fight that never happened. Crawford said he had been trying to fight Pacquiao for about 5 years, seeing it as a major chance to prove himself and secure his legacy. He was frustrated that the fight didn't happen and blamed the decision on promoters who were trying to protect Pacquiao's career. Joe Rogan agreed with Crawford. He praised Pacquiao as a legend, but criticized the politics in boxing that often stop big fights from happening. Rogan admired Pacquiao's explosive style and inspiring journey from poverty to becoming the only 8-division world champion in boxing. History. He said a fight between Crawford and Pacquiao would have been exciting, a mix of youth and skill versus experience and heart. Even though the match never happened, both Rogan and Crawford spoke highly of Pacquiao's impact on boxing. Crawford admitted Pacquiao achieved something amazing, winning titles in 8 different weight classes. But he also suggested that Pacquiao didn't do it entirely alone, sharing a personal opinion, not as harsh criticism. Their conversation also shed light on how tough it can be for boxers to arrange big, meaningful fights because of the complicated world of boxing promotions. In the end, both Rogan and Crawford showed deep respect for Pacquiao's legacy and the lasting effect he's had on the sport.
He's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
You know, like Pat. Even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring.
Kick
It's
your later.
different fucking dude.
Right.
Once he steps through that roast, like this is a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
Like
Yeah.
Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and he just
Ooh,
like,
don't say that. Yeah.
And got crucified.
Yeah, but he's
I
super
wish you the
religious
best.
too.
Good luck in the fight.
Good luck. Good luck in the fight.
I already said he's got these T-Rex arms. Everybody's talking about how fast he is. Manny Pacquiao, T-Rex arm. Bop, bop, bop.
Pacquiao. Oh, down goes Thurman! And let me tell you, that was just a quick punch. Pacquiao again, the aggressor. See? Now the response by Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pac-Man.
Mario Barrios, known by his nickname El Azteca, is a 29-year-old American boxer from San Antonio, Texas. He stands 6 feet tall and has a 71-inch reach, giving him a physical edge over many fighters in the welterweight division. Barrios started his professional career in 2013 and quickly gained attention with his aggressive fighting style and knockout power. He first made a name for himself in 2019 by winning the WBA regular super lightweight title, knocking out Juan Jose Velasco in the second round. But his biggest successes have come since moving up to the welterweight division. In September 2023, Barrios fought veteran Cuban boxer Yordenis Ugas for the WBC interim welterweight title. He dominated the fight, winning by unanimous decision with scores of 118-107, 118-107, and 117-108. That performance showed how well Barrios could control distance and use his jab. After Terence Crawford vacated the WBC title, Barrios was promoted to full welterweight champion. His most recent title defense was in November 2024 against Abel Ramos. It was a thrilling fight that ended in a split draw. One judge had Barrios winning, another gave it to Ramos, and the third saw it as even. Both fighters scored knockdowns, with Barrios dropping Ramos in round 2 and Ramos returning the favor in round 6. Despite the draw, Barrios kept his title and showed his toughness and ability to adjust during a fight. Promoter Eddie Hearn, known for his honest and strategic opinions, would likely have mixed feelings about Manny Pacquiao choosing to fight Mario Barrios, especially at 46 years old, after a long break from boxing. Hearn would probably praise Pacquiao's legendary career and note that his speed and experience still make him dangerous. But he would also highlight the risks. Barrios is young, active, and just recently beat a top fighter like Ugas to earn his title. Hearn might wonder if Pacquiao is truly chasing one last legacy moment or simply trying to stay relevant in a competitive division. He could also say that, while the fight would draw big pay-per-view numbers, especially from Filipino and Latino fans, it raises real concerns about safety and longevity for an aging fighter like Pacquiao. In the end, Hearn would likely describe the fight as a classic generational clash, a boxing legend trying to turn back the clock, facing a younger star looking for a signature win. He might conclude by saying that the sport should respect Pacquiao's bravery, but also recognize that Barrios, with his youth and power, could very well end the career of one of boxing's all-time greats.
Potentially facing Mario Barrios. What do you think of that fight?
Yeah, I think that, it's a very contentious subject. Like, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Manny Pacquiao's fight against Mario Barrios is more than just a comeback. It could be a strategic move toward a bigger showdown with Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Pacquiao has openly said he's interested in fighting Davis and is willing to compete at 145 or 147 pounds. He confidently stated, "I can fight anybody, even Gervonta Davis. I'm not scared of anyone. If Pacquiao beats Barrios, he won't just win the WBC welterweight title, he'll also strengthen his case for a high-profile fight with Davis." Interestingly, Barrios has already fought Davis back in 2021 and lost by TKO in the 11th round after being knocked down 3 times. This shared opponent makes a possible Pacquiao versus Davis match even more interesting. However, the idea of Pacquiao at age 46 facing a prime Gervonta Davis is controversial. While Pacquiao's legacy, skill, and experience are legendary, Davis is younger, powerful, and known for his knockout ability. If this fight does happen, it would be a thrilling story. A boxing icon pushing himself against one of the sport's most dangerous rising stars.
So basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's gonna beat Barrios, which is gonna lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around, look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank, but the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
Next, cry me a river, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserve a Canelo fight.
Manny Pacquiao's return to professional boxing at age 46 has sparked a lot of discussion, especially about why he's coming back. One major reason could be financial. In the past, Pacquiao has openly admitted that money was a factor in his decisions to fight again. Back in 2016, he said, "Boxing is my main source of income. I can't rely on my salary as a public official," referring to the financial responsibilities he carries, including supporting his extended family and helping others in need. Even though Pacquiao has earned a lot during his career, including around $120 million from his 2015 fight with Floyd Mayweather, he's known for being generous. He's spent large amounts of money on building hospitals, schools, and other charity projects. His former promoter, Bob Arum, once pointed out that Pacquiao often paid for these things out of his own pocket, which could put pressure on his finances over time. In addition to his generosity, legal troubles have also affected his financial situation. In 2023, Pacquiao faced a lawsuit from Paradigm Sports Management and was ordered to pay $8 million. The ruling was later overturned in 2024, but it added to the financial stress. Although Pacquiao has denied being broke and says his business ventures have secured his family's future, the combination of charitable spending, legal costs, and political campaign expenses may have played a role in his decision to return to the ring. Pacquiao's best years as a boxer were likely during his time in the 140 to 147-pound weight classes. This was when he delivered some of his most iconic performances and built up hype for a potential fight with Floyd Mayweather Jr., as both were top stars in the same division. Boxing analyst Max Kellerman has often praised Pacquiao for his incredible achievements across different weight classes. While Kellerman acknowledged that Mayweather had a size advantage and a more technical style, he highlighted Pacquiao's rare ability to move up in weight and still perform at the highest level. According to Kellerman, this makes Pacquiao one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters in boxing history.
Also has a case for greatest fighter, pound for pound, who ever lived. Think about, by the way, I don't think he wins that argument. Sugar Ray Robinson is safely ensconced in that position. But Henry Armstrong, Muhammad Ali, Harry Greb, Sam Langford, Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, whoever else you want to mention, put Pacquiao's resume up to those guys. Bill James, the great baseball sabermetrician, had a way of ranking baseball players that I came across as a kid and thought, that's really smart. You have to rank them at their best and then also over the course of their careers. Because when you have that argument, are you talking about who accomplished the most or what heights did they reach? What peak did they reach? Take either for Pacquiao. Take his peak. Was it at 140 pounds when he obliterated Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto, and then Oscar De La Hoya, though that was at 147? Was that Pacquiao's peak? Because remember, that's when the Mayweather-Pacquiao hype actually reached fever pitch. Oh my God, these are two of the best fighters we've ever seen, and they're both in their primes.
The World Boxing Council, WBC, has officially approved Manny Pacquiao's return to the ring at age 46, allowing him to challenge Mario Barrios for the welterweight title. WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman confirmed that Pacquiao has passed all medical checks and received a boxing license in Nevada, meeting the necessary requirements to fight for a world title. Sulaiman pointed to a WBC rule that allows legendary former champions to request a title shot after coming out of retirement. He referenced Sugar Ray Leonard's famous comeback in 1987, when Leonard returned after nearly 3 years away from boxing and defeated Marvin Hagler to win the middleweight title. That fight set a clear precedent for giving elite fighters another shot at glory. While some critics have questioned the decision to give Pacquiao an immediate title opportunity, the WBC stands by its choice. Sulaiman said that Pacquiao's long list of accomplishments and his dedication to the sport make him worthy of this chance. This upcoming fight is more than just a title bout. It's a tribute to Pacquiao's legendary career and a new chapter. In the welterweight division, fans around the world are eager to see if the boxing icon can once again rise to championship status.
Mario Barrios is the WBC champion, so who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. That's a tremendous fight. There's a final elimination taking place in North Africa, New Guinea, with Chisoko. And there's just many interests in the division. It's a great weight category.
I didn't know about Manny Pacquiao. So is this something is it out there? I've not seen anything about this.
Yes, it was released. PBC. Manny Pacquiao first title was the flyweight WBC, and he wants to retire as WBC champion.
Manny Pacquiao's return to professional boxing comes after a period focused on politics, including a campaign for a seat in the Philippine Senate. According to his advisor, Sean Gibbons, Pacquiao wants to finish his legendary boxing career by reclaiming the WBC welterweight title, a belt that holds deep personal meaning for him, as it marked the early rise of his career. The upcoming fight is expected to take place in Las Vegas, with venues like the T-Mobile Arena or MGM Grand being considered. While the exact date and location haven't been confirmed yet, the fight is projected to happen in late July 2025, after Pacquiao wraps up his political duties. Pacquiao's comeback has stirred conversation in the boxing world. Many fans and experts are debating whether a 46-year-old fighter can still compete with a younger, active champion like Mario Barrios. Despite the doubts, Pacquiao remains confident. He believes his vast experience and the fact that he hasn't taken much damage in recent years will give him an edge. In a recent exhibition match, Pacquiao went the distance without scoring a knockout, and the bout ended in a draw. After the fight, he admitted he was only at about 60% of his usual form and hadn't trained properly. His advisor Gibbons agreed, saying Pacquiao wasn't fully prepared and appeared somewhat lackadaisical during the match.
Bigger than me. It's too big for me, and the floor mat is different to boxing because in boxing just a little bit, but in way like so it's hard to move with shoes. So, but it's good. Good experience. We give a good action fight to the fans. Elbow is about my back head is like swelling a little bit because his elbow, like when he punch, like he can move, he can punch. The thing is, he can be a boxer. He can be a boxer, but in his weight division, there's a lot of also a good fighter in his weight division, like a bigger guy. It's that's right. It's really surprising to me that the
Manny Pacquiao, it's bigger than me, it's too big for me. The floor is different from boxing. In boxing, just a little bit of movement is enough. But here, in other martial arts, it's harder to move with shoes. But it's been a good experience, and we gave the fans an exciting fight. My elbow, it hit my back of the head a little bit, because when he punches, his elbow swings. It's different.